Hello everyone. See if people join. So I said I was going to start going live on Fridays. I actually said I was going to start going live on Fridays at noon. And it's not noon, as you guys can probably tell, but I'm here and it's Friday, and I have really wanted to start doing a once a week live here on Instagram. And I really wanted it to be more of like a crochet and chat, but I don't have a crochet project right now that I'm working on. I'm in between projects and I'm trying to take a little bit of a break, let my body rest a little bit. So I like to do some other things. Hi, Kim. And hi, Heather. And hey, Andrea. Yeah, love your hoodie. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I'm not crocheting right now, but you know, still a good sentiment. But I've got other stuff that I'm working on right now. And so instead of crocheting today, I'm actually going to be working on something else. So if you guys are part of the DIY hook challenge, we have, I think, 80 entries, something like that, a little more than that. Hey, Mickey. Yes, so I'm actually working on my own version of the DIY hook challenge, and I kind of cheated. I got the captain to make me a 25mm hook because I had something really special in mind for a hook idea. And that's what I'm going to be working on today while I chat with you guys. Love how you encourage creative rest. Yes, you have to rest, because I know for me, it's just going to get harder and harder and harder to get over any like overuse type of injuries. And it's just harder to feel better. And so if I push myself too hard, then I have to take even longer breaks. So if I rest before I start hurting, usually that means I can get right back to it a little bit faster. So I'm going to share with you guys my sneak peek of what I'm going to be working on for the DIY hook challenge for myself. And they happen to have something to do with these guys. Yes, so I am going to do a comic book themed hook, and that's what I'm working on right now. So if you're working on the DIY hook challenge, so you guys will get a sneak peek. This is the hook that I'm working on. Like I said, I don't know if it'll let me. It's hard to get it to focus, but I have started working on this wonderful comic book hook. This is a 25mm hook, and yeah, and this is what I'm going to be working on. So I'm super excited. Yes, I see Guardians. There's a whole mix of them. The inspiration, and I'll actually show you guys the inspiration for this since I'm right here and it's up here on the wall. I actually made the captain a Christmas present, birthday present, Christmas present. I can't remember which one. 1 year or anniversary present. I don't know. This was his anniversary present or Christmas present or whatever it was. It says it on the back. It says on the back what it was from. But I found a whole bunch of really old comics. Not really old comics, just cheap comics. They were not expensive ones that I cut up. But I tried to include all of his favorite characters. And I have a lot left over. I bought probably 10 or 12 comics to cut up to make that. And so I've been wanting to do like another piece just like it, but I decided, well, why not cut out the little bitty pieces and make myself a hook? So that's what I'm going to be working on. But before I get started working, and you guys can ask questions or, let me know what you're working on. But I'm going to share some things with you guys. This is like a sneak peek of some new things that I got in the mail yesterday and today that are going to be going in the Etsy shop. They're not up there yet, but they will be going up soon. So I've been waiting on these for a really long time. These have been on my wish list for a while to get. And I finally ordered them and they came today. And that is the first ever enamel hooker pins. And again, it's probably not going to focus. You focus, focus, focus. Yeah. Yeah, it's not going to happen, is it? Well, you guys know what that is. So those are the hooker pins, and they're actually enamel hooker pins. So they've got the nice rubber backing here. But these are going to be going up in my shop soon, and I'm so excited because I've been waiting to get these nice real enamel Hooker Tarot pins. Super, super excited. So those are going to be going in the shop soon. And like I said, I just got those today. So they'll probably be going up in the shop just in the next couple of, maybe today. We'll see if I have time. The other thing that I just got in the mail yesterday is I decided to do keychains out of my Death Before Knitting design. Again, I don't know if it wants to. There we go. Yeah, that focused a little bit. So I have this design on t-shirts and stuff and stickers, but Sticker Mule had a deal on their keychains, so I decided it would make a really, really cool keychain. So those are going to go in the shop too. So I got those, and like I said, the biggest news for me is these enamel pins, because I've been waiting on them for so long. And like I said, I don't know if it wants to focus, but I wish it would. Focus. No, it's just going to be a butt head. Yeah. But it's really cool. Wish it would focus. I'll share a picture later. Yes, and those keychains are Sticker Mule. How much do I sell them for, or how much do they cost on Sticker Mule? I think I sell these in my shop for like $12.50 or $10.50 or $11.50 or something like that. I've got to go back and look. But yeah, they do deals a lot. So if you are, if you're on their email list or you are following them on Instagram, they usually put their deals on there. And it's like once a month they have a really good deal, whether that's like holographic stickers or die cut stickers or keychains or whatever. They usually have some really great deals on their stickers. So I like to kind of, get some new inventory when they have their sales. So actually I have these in keychains as well, and they've been sold out for a while, but I was able to get some more of those too. So I'm going to have more of the F off keychains in the shop as well. I just haven't had a chance to, update the shop. So, on to what I'm working on today. So I'm going to start working on this. This is the next comic that I'm going to be going through and seeing if I can find some good little tidbits to put in there, and we'll have this one in the frame so people can see. And if you're doing the DIY challenge, the DIY hook challenge, and you're using something similar like Mod Podge, I have found that the Mod Podge really doesn't stick very well to the plastic. So I had my big thing of Mod Podge here, and wasn't having very good luck with it sticking, and my hands were getting really gross and sticky because I was trying to like hold the pieces down long enough for them to dry a little bit to stick. And what I ended up finding was this was working better. So this tacky glue, I don't even know where I got it, it's really old, but it's working. So this is what I've been using to actually stick everything onto the hook. And that seems to be working really well. And then I'm going to go over it with a layer of Mod Podge. And I did look up and find that you can resin coat Mod Podge. So once it dries, so I'll be sticking them on and then coating it with Mod Podge, and then we're going to resin coat it. So my goal is for this to be a 100% functioning 25 millimeter hook, one of a kind, since it's got the fun, different comic strip pieces on there. So that's what I'm working on. And I'm using like smaller ones. So this is one that I'm probably going to cut up. So these little words and things. Let's see. I found this little Groot guy. I think he's going to be too tall to fit on here anywhere. You can get that at any craft store. Good to know. Thank you. Yes, I'm pretty sure I probably got it at like Walmart or something while I was there. But yeah, so I'm going to go through this little comic book, not strips in the book, and see. I'm trying to go through and find either the words, so like the little fun word bubbles like this one. So I've got this one. Or I'm trying to find little characters that are like in the background, or little things like this. So this is like a little ship that I found in one of them. So of course it's not going to want to focus, but you guys can see what that is. So just those little bitty characters, and even word bubble clusters like this. And that allows me to cut them up in like really unique sizes, and that allows me to fill in. So like you guys can see there's a little spot right here that's still open. So I have to find something that'll kind of fit over that spot. So it's really like a puzzle, and that makes it, for me, it makes it a little more enjoyable, trying to get everything to fit in there. But I don't know if I'm going to find much in this one. It doesn't look like it has a lot of smaller characters. It's interesting too, because some of these comic books have a different style of paper. So this one's got a much thicker, glossier paper. I have noticed both of them stick well, though. I was a little concerned because sometimes the thicker paper doesn't want to stick as well. But then again, the thinner paper, if you're not careful and you're trying to push it down too much with the glue, it can split the actual design, and then you've ripped your little mini piece. But yeah, this one doesn't really have a lot of, let's just show you guys. It's mostly the square bubbles instead of the kind of cool different style bubbles. I don't know if I'll be able to use anything out of this one. It doesn't look like I cut much out of it already, which means none of it probably ended up in my little canvas that was the inspiration for this piece. So that kind of makes sense. Yeah, I don't really see anything. But that's okay, because I have more to go through. Yeah, we're going to go to the next one. I think this one is a dud. So I would love to know what you guys are working on today. If you have a crochet project or another project that you're working on that's maybe not crochet, and let me know what that is. I know what my next project's going to be. So you guys may have seen I released my Luna 2.0 cardigan this week. And that one was one that, it was my first real cardigan. So like long sleeves, full style cardigan. But it was not completely size inclusive. I think it only went up to like a 2X or something like that. And I really wanted it to have the full range of sizes. So I re-released it up to a 4X/5X. And then tomorrow I'm going to be releasing my new summer top pattern. Making 2x2 gauge squares today. Yeah, weekend whip. So the captain is working on a new gauge square. So if you work on smaller projects, instead of the large gauge squares, we have 4x4s right now in the shop, but we don't have 2x2s. So if you like to work on smaller projects, we wanted to create a little gauge square for a 2x2 gauge swatch. Let's see, Indigo Dogs is working on a Hat Not Hate hat. Yeah, so that's the Lion brand. The Lion brand Hat Not Hate campaign. And what yarn are you using for that? Are you making it like a chunky hat or like worsted weight or something like that? Mickey is on Tonk's Hoodie Sleeve Island. Yeah, so you're going to finish the sleeves today? I saw your picture and that looks awesome. And I think you're using blanket yarn, if I'm not mistaken. I still need to make a blanket yarn option for that one. I haven't made any of my wearables in blanket yarn, despite the fact that lots of my testers have, and they always look super cozy. So that needs to be on my list. Ooh, okay, so this comic actually is going to be awesome because I just saw the first page. I'll show you guys. So if you're just joining in, my work in progress today is actually a DIY hook. You can see, look at this little... Oh,
I can't believe you're cutting these up.
I got him to cut them up for you so you can... Hush. So I'm working on my DIY hook challenge. I got the captain to print me a 25mm and I'm covering it in little pieces of comics. Yes, Mickey, that's what I thought. And Indigo Dogs, let me know what size yarn you're using for your Hat Not Hate project. I haven't made one of those, but I know you use like the blue options that they have. So I would love to know what you're working on. So some of the comics don't really have a lot of smaller items that I can find to actually fit on the hook. But this one, I opened it up and the first page, if you look at the bottom, there's this little guy right here. So I think this is Odin. That's what it looks like. So we're going to cut him out and find him a spot on this hook. So I'm just kind of gathering up all of these little pieces here and saving them. And that gives me lots of options for when I'm trying to find things to fit in like the little spots that are left over on the hooks. It's a lot harder on here than I thought it would be. I've been using whatever bluish yarn I have, actually using the Lion. Oh, we'll see if she finishes that one. Yeah. So stash busting, that's good. I need to work through that. I'm actually really excited because I know that right now I'm already going to need to start thinking about fall and winter designs since it takes so long to get through the testing phase. And I have so much of the woolies thick and quick that I need to work through. So I'm going to need to start designing some items with that. So maybe some more cardigans and things. I've been thinking about doing a collection, a fall collection, obviously chunky items. But I would love to try to create some kind of single crochet collection. So that way it would be like all you need to know is how to single crochet. And you could make a cardigan or a hat or fingerless gloves or anything. So it'd be a super, super simple collection. But I feel like it could be really cool and I could actually maybe sell it as a bundle. So we'll see. That's been on my mind for a while now, for probably since last fall. Okay, so we cut out little Odin. Little Odin. It's really hard to see him again. Doesn't want to focus. Little Odin. There we go. That's a little better. So I cut him out. It's either Thor or Odin. It's hard for me to tell in the comics. Let's see. Oh yeah, this one has lots of little characters. So I'll be able to cut them out and you can actually tell who they are. I have a little Spider-Man on here. Since he tends to like crouch in the background sometimes in the comics. Where did that one go? I'll show you guys. So there's one down on the very bottom. So that's a little Spider-Man, little Spidey on the bottom there. So I have a lot to fill in on the bottom part, and that's difficult because of the angle. So sometimes you'll have to like cut them so that they'll fold over themselves, and you don't want it to mess up what it looks like. So that's been one of the biggest struggles for making the Mod Podge comics. Even on the larger ones, it was a little bit harder. So let's see. Oh, Thor's hammer. That would be a good one if I can somehow get Thor's hammer in here. And I always try to check the next page because every now and then I'll go in and cut something out and then I flip to the next page and I'm like, oh, that would have been so much better and now it's ruined. So let's see. I wish there was an even better one of Thor's hammer, but this is the best one I've seen so far. So we're going to go with that one. And I know for some of you guys, hopefully not anyone watching, but it's like sacrilege to be cutting up comics, but it's for the greater good. So, you know, they're not getting read. So now someone else can enjoy them as part of a crafty endeavor. Oh yeah, I think that'll be good. And I just gotta trim it up a little bit. And we've got a little hammer. Okay, so this is a teeny tiny hammer. If I can show you guys. Look at this teeny tiny hammer. It's like flying through the air. Let's see, yeah. But I wish I could find one where it's like straight up and down. That would be really cool. All right, so we got us a hammer. See, I already cut out pieces. I have some really cool cutouts that I thought would have been really good for my big piece that I was making, but they didn't make the cut. So I kept them though, because they were really cool. And I figure it might be really neat to make another big canvas of comic collages. But for now, I don't know if I'm going to use that one. Let's see what else we've got in this one. Oh, there's Loki. To find a little Loki. That would be cool. Yeah, this one does have a lot of little characters. So you see like these guys in the background back here. Those would actually be pretty cool for throwing in there on the hook. So yeah, if you're just joining in, this is my Whip Wednesday version on a Friday. So it was meant to be Friday crochet and chat. But I decided, and it was supposed to be at noon, but that didn't happen. Things were busier than I thought this morning. But I'm here now, and instead of crocheting, I'm actually working on my DIY hook challenge. And I would love to know if anyone on here, if you're doing the hook challenge, how your progress is going. I didn't know if anyone has started on theirs, if they're finished. I know there's a lot of people who are keeping really quiet about their designs and they're not really sharing what they're working on, which I understand. But we can't wait to start seeing people's finished projects. I think that's going to be really, really fun, and to see what people come up with. I know that I can't be the only one Mod Podging a hook as the DIY challenge. But I don't know, you know, I've seen a few people that are doing some really, really crazy cool stuff, whether that be painting or using Sharpies, or even, you know, like creating little sculptures and using crocheted pieces. So like there's so many options to get creative. And remember, you don't have to make them functional either. You know, so if you have ideas but you're worried about it, you know, taking away from the functionality of the hook, that's okay. You know, they don't have to be functional. They just have to be creative and just think outside the box, you know. So I'm trying to keep mine functional because I do want to coat it with resin once it's finished, and actually have a one-of-a-kind comic book hook. One of my DIY hook ideas was to decoupage. Yes, so I know I can't be the only one doing it. Someone mentioned something about having an old hoard of Lisa Frank stickers, which would be so amazing to see how that would go. Yeah, and if you didn't hear about it, I don't know if you're a new follower. You know, we announced it last month. And I think we gave people 2 weeks to purchase their DIY hook. Yes, hello. I am working on my DIY hook challenge, my version. So I got to cheat a little bit, and I got the captain to print me a 25mm hook to use for my challenge, since I'm trying to cover it in comics. Which, like I said, is a little tricky, especially as you get like the little smaller people. But that's what I'm working on today. So let me know what you're working on. Yes, so if you're a new follower, that's why. We announced it last month, but we're considering doing it every year. And the idea that we have now is if we do a different size every year, then you'll actually create your own collection of DIY hooks. So especially if you're creating one that is usable and functional. And we actually also have offered people who enter the challenge, if they want us to resin coat their finished hook. So after you get done decorating it, and I'll show you guys the other one that I'm working on. I just kind of quit working on it because this, I was so much more excited about this. So the first one I was working on, I was using Sharpies. And you can see I just did little, like flower power, very 70s-esque, made little flowers, and then made like the little borders of the flowers. But I feel like this one is just getting left behind because this idea came into my head and I was like, I really want to do this. So I'm thinking maybe next time, like we'll have to start moving up. We'll have to go, this year we did 18. So if we do 19, 20, 25, something like that, they're just going to get easier to decorate because you have more space, which is why I went with the 25. But yeah, I'm cutting up comics. So this is the one that I'm using now. It is the Mighty Thor versus Odin. And trying to find little characters that will fit. And And actually, I did find a little Loki. I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell what he is, but again, there's so little space to work with that I'm going to cut him out. And we're going to see if he'll fit on this hook somewhere. Yeah, so let me know what you guys are working on. I will take a break in a minute for anyone who joined late, because I'm late. Like I said, this was supposed to start at 12. I want to start going live every day, or every day. I want to start going live every Friday at noon Eastern time. So today I was late, but I made it happen. I'm here. Someone asked, is the resin comfortable to hold while crocheting? Yes, and that's actually, that's why we resin coat them, because when you 3D print hooks, so these are 3D printed hooks, the coating has layer lines. So if you look really close, let's see again, you can see how there's like lines running through it. So you can still see it even if it's blurry. So those are the layer lines from the printer. So that's each layer that the printer lays down to create these hooks. So if you sand them, you take away the color. So like if you sand everything, you could see even on this one that there's a little bit of white in there because I sanded it. So you take the color away. So when you resin coat them, you fill in the layer lines and you give that color back. So you bring the color back. So if you haven't seen one of our resin coated hooks, let's see, this is a 20. So this is one of our resin coated 20 millimeter hooks. It's super, super smooth, and these hooks are very, very, very light. So that was my goal. I feel like a lot of jumbo hooks are really heavy. They get really heavy and they get really long for no reason. They're not Tunisian hooks. There's no reason for a 20 millimeter to be, double the size of your other hooks. So I wanted to make them smaller and lighter, and then we resin coat them so that they're really, really smooth, and they work a little bit more like the speed hooks, because you can see they do have the inline hook head style. But yeah, so that's pre-coated and after coating. But yeah, so for everyone joining in, it's my crochet and chat live on Friday, but I'm not crocheting today. I'm actually working on my DIY hook challenge hook. You guys are getting a sneak peek because I haven't shared this yet. And for anyone who just joined in, I had a few updates that happened this week of products that'll be in my Etsy shop soon, so I'll share those again really quick for you. One of them is my Death Before Knitting keychain. So this is on shirts and things, and even though I know how to knit, I do know how to knit. I actually learned knitting before I learned crocheting. I have gotten to a point where I prefer to crochet. It's easier for me and it's easier on my body. And I really wanted a design that incorporated our hook style. So if you've seen any of our hooks, they have the stand-up base, so they can actually stand up on their own. And so if you look, the cross hook, the ones that cross through the skull, actually have our hook design. So that was a really fun way to incorporate the look of our hooks into a design. So those are going to go into the shop soon. They're just a little fun black and rainbow keychain. But the really big item that I've been super excited about, been on my list forever to get. You guys know, if you've been following me any length of time, that my original design that kind of started me into designing stickers and t-shirts and things like that was the Hooker Tarot card. So the Hooker Tarot card is really like the OG design, and it's the one that really pushed me into designing other things. And people have been asking me for a while if I was going to do enamel pins. So I have purchased enamel pins, and again, it's probably not going to focus. I wonder if I get out of the frame at all, it'll focus. Oh, that's a little better. But yeah, so these are the enamel pins, and they will go in the shops. They've got a black background there, and they say the Hooker, and then they have the black rubber backed pin. So I'm pretty sure that these are going to be $10.50 plus shipping. So the shipping will probably be like about $4 maybe. But they'll be $10.50 in the shop, and they're really nice enamel pins. So I got them from Signature Pins. I'd never used them before because I haven't ordered pins before. But I'm so excited to finally have these in enamel. I had ordered some acrylic pins from Sticker Mule, and they weren't terrible, but the pins fell off of a lot of people, so that the actual pin on the back was not attached very well, and they didn't really hold themselves in place. If you pinned them on something, they were more likely to fall off. And so I'm just so excited to have something that's actually really good quality that I can share with you guys. So those are going to go up in the shop probably today. I'm not sure if I'll do a post about it today or not, but I'll be posting about it soon on my feed. And I'll probably send an email out, because this is big news. This is a big deal, really big deal for me, because I've been wanting to get enamel pins for so long. So that's the new thing. And if you guys didn't see my stories, if you have been watching our hook journey and seeing us 3D printing our own hooks and starting to sell those and having our collections, we have one new item, and we only have one right now because it was kind of the beta prototype, and I'll probably list it in the shop so someone can actually nab the very first one we've ever made if they want to. But we actually made a hook holder. So this fun little guy, it's made specifically for the pink sheep hooks because it fits every single size we make. So starting at the bottom, we've got the 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 15, 16, 17, and then 18, 19. This is a 20, so the 20 fits right in there. And then even though I'm working on this one, that would be the slot for the 25. So it actually holds every single hook size we make. So if you've been collecting our hooks, this would be a really cool way for you to store them. The other thing is, if you only have a few of our hooks, a few of the sizes, because it is just a hole that's a certain millimeter size. So you could fit other crochet hooks in there, so you could fill it up with other stuff, especially like the smaller ones. You could fit more than one. Or like if you don't have a 25, that hole is obviously larger. So you could put some plain metal hooks in there. But I was really happy with this. If you guys don't know, we do design everything ourselves on 3D design software. And it took a long time. So this baby was lots of measuring, making sure that because, obviously we have the bottom base, and I didn't want the bottom bases to hit, so they actually have room to sit in there. It can't be too big because our printers only print so large. So to get it super compact and have it all right there and to have everything fit the first go round was, it really felt like a huge win. Because, I'm not an engineer and I'm not a 3D printer whiz. But so this was really a very proud maker moment to actually have made this and had it work. So this is new, and like I said, I'm probably going to be posting this one in the shop so that if someone does want to snag the very first one we ever made, I'll have that available for them. But if you're just joining in, this is my my crochet and chat on Friday. Even though today I am not crocheting, I'm actually working on my DIY hook challenge hook. And I think I had at least one person who said they were working on theirs. So if you are working on one, I would love to know how it's going, and if you are willing to share anything about your project and your process, I would love to know. But I am working on a comic book version. So this is cutout comics. I cut out the little guys. There's a Wolverine. Here's a teeny tiny Thor's hammer. So lots of fun little people. I found this teeny tiny Loki. There's no way that this is going to focus in on it, but look how little this little Loki is. Yeah, it's not going to focus, but it's so tiny. It's as big as my finger. Yeah. So we're going to put little Loki, and actually I'm going to go ahead because I haven't actually put anything on here since I started this live, so I need to find a spot for him and actually glue him on. So if anyone is doing Mod Podge on their hook, I'll give you a little tip because I realized I was using Mod Podge and I realized it was not sticking. to the hook. Not well at all. So I'm actually using tacky glue to glue it on there. And then I'm going to Mod Podge over it. So that'll help glue all of the little pieces in place. But I think I found a spot for Loki. I'm going to show you guys. Let's see. Actually, I need to cut a little bit closer to his little crown thing. Can I help you?
Just watching you destroy my childhood.
No, these aren't yours. I would never cut up his comics, by the way. I bought these with the sole purpose of cutting them up.
Yeah, I would have came home to a really sad time if you got into my comics and cut them up.
Would not have done that. I'm not that kind of wife.
Thank God.
Yeah. I get it. I get it. I'm trying to be respectful. You know, it's like when you kill animals to eat them and you thank them.
Thank them for their sacrifice.
I'm thanking the comic books for their sacrifice.
Appreciate your sacrifice.
Yes. Appreciate your sacrifice. Thank you, little one. Okay, I found a spot for little Loki. All right. So you see this little tiny spot right here? So this is an open spot. There's nothing on there. And so let's see if little Loki. And I don't want to cover up. I found I have a little I am Groot on there and I don't want to cover it up. So I had to make sure that I don't cover that little speech bubble. And this is where little Loki is going to live. Right there. So he fits. The little bitty Loki. So, yeah. So what I've been doing for getting these to stick. So I'm taking this little guy and I'm placing him face down on here. Then I've got my glue. So unfortunately, I didn't get a DIY hook, but I'm crocheting along. Awesome. Yes. And I mean, some people may be done with their DIY hooks. I had a couple people send me their hooks and like what they've looked like, and it's awesome. I just started on this today. I'm the type of person, I mean, you can tell because all of my patterns are super chunky and beginner friendly, and you can finish them in like a couple of days. I don't have a lot of patience for projects that take a long time. So this is since this morning. I had a blank black hook and I did all of this today. So that's another reason why I didn't make it on here at noon, because I was busy working on this and I should have turned it on and talked to you guys while I was working on it. But I really didn't know if it was going to work, you know. It was new and like I said, I had to learn what glue was actually going to work. And this glue is really, usually I set it on its side. So once I get it going, I'll just set it down on its side and it'll form a little glue bubble at the end, and then I can use that little glue bubble to dot the little tiny pieces. But I set it up this time, and so all the glue is down here. So it doesn't want to work for me yet. Come on, glue. And this is all-purpose glue. And like I said, it has worked a lot better sticking to this hook than like Mod Podge. Mod Podge did not want to stick at all. So I had to scrap that. Okay, so I got some glue. So I'm going to take my little glue. I got my little Loki man sitting down here. I think you guys can see that too. So I got my little fingernail. I'm sticking my fingernail on the edge, and I'm just kind of dotting the little back of Loki. Because I don't want too much glue on here, or it's just going to spurt everywhere when I try to lay it down on the hook. I just want enough to cover the whole back of it. Okay, there we go. So instead of putting it up, I'm going to set it on its side. So that way all the glue doesn't run down to the bottom again. Let's see if we can pick this little guy up. Okay.
No pressure. The whole internet is watching.
Crafting with the pink sheep. All right, so you can see I've got glue on the back of that. And we're going to find his little spot again. And I'm not going to cover up the I am Groot, because that was too good of a find. Okay. Oh, I lost his little spot. There he is. Okay. So he's going to go right here. All right, and once I get his spot, I get him on there. You can see he's kind of sticking up right now. So I usually start on one side, and I'm just going to hold pressure on that one side. And as the glue comes out, I'm actually wiping the glue away with my finger and then wiping it on. This is just a cardboard box that I've got that I'm working on. But I try to slowly push each little piece down onto the hook. And wiping any extra glue away so that I've got a nice clean surface when I do go to Mod Podge over it. I don't want little glue pieces on there, so trying to just be really careful and meticulous, despite the fact that I have no patience. And we'll probably try to finish this today because that's just how I am. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. So there's my little Loki. Little Loki man has now joined the party. Let's see. There he is. You can see him. You want to see Captain? Okay, sure. Little Loki man.
Oh, he fits.
Yeah, he's perfect.
We gotta measure that.
Yeah.
But it's indented.
We have a 2x2, what's it called? Gauge thing. Yeah, but I think he's gonna put a little thing in the corner too, so you can put it on a keychain. Maybe. If he wants to. But yeah, we wanted to make a little 2x2 swatch thing.
Don't be giving me no ideas.
Here you go.
I gotta go make sure it's square.
Yeah, he's gonna measure it. So if you're just joining, I'll show you the inspiration for this comic book hook that I'm making. I'm gonna show you guys one more time. So this was a gift that I made for the captain a couple years ago. You guys can see. Look at that. Yeah, so that is my Mod Podge comic book canvas masterpiece that I made for him. So we're using the rest of those comics to make a Mod Podge hook. And now he's asking me where my measuring tape is. Okay, he found it. We're good. Yeah! You can do it yourself, honey.
You're right.
Okay, so that was the inspiration for this hook. Like I said, you guys can see it up close. So we've got little, what's his face? This is Black Widow down here. That's her eyes. Avengers up here. A little crack boom pow up at the top. So this is where it's going to get really tricky. So trying to do up here. And I did cut out this poom. Does it say poom? Yeah, it says poom. Right here. And I'm going to have things overlay on top of it. But the biggest issue is going to be trying to figure out how to do all of this without taking away from the functionality, because I want this to be a functional hook, which is also why I'm trying to make sure that I lay everything down really smooth so that we can resin coat it. Okay, so I'm going to keep looking through. This is the comic that I'm looking at right now. This is the Mighty Thor versus Odin. That's where I found Loki. And I want to make sure there's nothing else in here that will work for some of the smaller areas. And I don't know if there will be, but we'll see. And no, there's definitely not. Because that was the end. Yeah, that's it. Except for this M&M's ad on the back. All right, so I am keeping all of these in their little protective cases so that I can go back and check them later if I decide to do another comic book inspired thing. I'll put this one back in here. And yes, another PSA, I am not cutting up the captain's comic books. I bought these for this reason. He didn't come home to ruined comic books from childhood. This was $1. Got it for $1. See that? $1. I found the cheap comics. All right, how this one opens. There we go. Oh, it's like stuck in there. All right, so this one is Earth's Mightiest Heroes Avengers. Which one is it? Number 47, is that right? Direct edition? That's what it looks like?
It's worth $1,000.
No, it's not worth $1,000.
It used to be.
Oh, see, this one This one doesn't have the glossy paper. So the last couple that I've looked through had the glossy paper, and this is more like non-glossy paper, it's thinner paper. So let's see what we can do. Trying to look for little text bubbles, background characters that would be small enough that I could fit them on the little hook. Let's see, some of these are kind of small, but I don't know if they'd be small enough for the hook, but maybe. So this is what's interesting with the Mod Podging of the comic book. So I've got this nice hard edge right here. And so I'm thinking that this one, so this comic right here, this comic square, has the little Iron Man sticking out of the edge right here. So I'm thinking that even though he's not a full-on character, he might fit right up against the edge of that Spider-Man guy. So I'm going to cut it out and see. And we'll see if it works. But I think that's why I like the Mod Podge so much, because it is very much like a puzzle, and you really have to give yourself options and play around with it until you figure out what's going to fit. And for me, that's pretty fun.
Of course, you wanted a hole in this.
Okay, so you can see this little Iron Man that I just cut out. He's right here on the edge. So I'm going to cut it right up next to his face. Right along the black. I don't want any white in there. Okay, and then I'm going to cut around his head so that it's not hard lines. You can still tell it's him. Okay, so there we go. You can see it's right up next to his head now. And I'm going to try to put him right next to Spidey. So you see Spidey right here, and we're going to try to put him right here. So let's see. I might have to cut it down a little. Let's see if it'll work. Oh yeah. Perfect. Maybe. Let's see. I don't want to, I had a speech bubble there, and I don't want to cover the speech bubble up. So sometimes that can be tricky. But I think that's going to work. So we're going to try it. All right. So I'm holding it at the top where I want it to be, and I've got this excess, so I'm going to literally cut the excess right along the edge. Okay, maybe cut a little bit more. Teeny bit more. Perfect. So that's right, landing right on the edge of the hook. But you can still see Spidey's little hand. All right, so I've got this little guy now. There he is. He's ready, and I cut it short, so it's just the bottom part. And I set my glue sideways so that it's actually probably at least close to being ready. And I'm just gonna dot the back. Oh yeah, there we go. Dotting the back. I don't want to have too much glue. I don't want to glob it on there. And if you're just joining in, I would love to know what you are working on this Friday. If you have a project that you're working on, or if you have a project you're going to work on this weekend. I'm pretty sure that my next project is going to be a free crochet along like tutorial. The caveat is I'm going to release it when I reach 500 subscribers on YouTube. So if you're not subscribed to the Pink Sheep Design YouTube page, go check it out, because I really want to start offering some more tutorial, like crochet along kind of things for people who prefer to have like a video. But I need to get my subscribers up. So if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'm pretty sure that the next one that I do is going to be a chunky bucket hat. So it'll be a really fun, chunky, quick project for summer. And I am going to release it as a regular pattern. firewall rules for work. Oh, maybe when you get home. But yeah, if you guys subscribe, like I said, when I hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to release a free tutorial for a small project. Like I said, probably be my chunky bucket hat. I haven't started on it yet, but I'm going to use hobby ribbon yarn because I have a lot left over from my bag. And the bag is going to be ready for testers soon. I'm really hoping that that'll be ready this weekend, so that I can release my Pomona tee and do a call for testers for my new tote bag, the big chunky tote bag. I think that I'm going to call it the babe with the yarn bag, because I had a couple people who wanted a labyrinth themed crochet pattern. So I think that would be a good one. Alice is working on her hook too, using another of your hooks to make a chunky scarf. Woo woo! That's exciting. I would love to know what you're using. If you're using Sharpies, you're using paint, are you Mod Podging? What you doing, Alice? I want to know. The world wants to know. Okay, so Iron Man is in place. So if we turn it, you can see Spider-Man and Iron Man fit right there next to him. So it worked. Yay! That's the hardest part, you guys, finding these little spots. So like now you see there's an open spot here. That I'm going to have to find something really small that's going to fit there. So that can be trouble. But that was a good little find. And that was this one is in Avengers, the Earth's Mightiest Heroes, in the Avengers comic. So we may be able to find a few more things in here then. We're going to look. Let's see. Oh yeah, so you can see these little speech bubbles here, the Shrek and the Zack. Maybe cutting those out and finding a spot for those. All right. I'm gonna cut those out. And sometimes I can just cut a little larger around them to get them out of there, and then I can cut them down a little bit more after. All right, so we've got these two, Shrek and Zack, and we're gonna cut them up and see if we can find a spot for them. All right, Alice says paint and a little bit of Sharpie too. It's been so fun. I love your hook. It's such a cool idea. Thank you, Alice. I can't wait to see yours. I can't wait to see everybody's. I feel like we've got, I have a few people that have submitted photos, or have shared photos or have sent me photos in like a direct message so that I can see. But we have some people who are keeping it under wraps, and I see what you guys are doing. You don't want anyone to take your idea. And I get it, because there's some super creative people out there making some really cool stuff. Let's see. All right, Shrek is ready, and now we're working on Zack. So I'm trying to cut really close to these because these are going to have to fit in some really funky spots, and so I'm really hoping that if I give them some...
Did you just call him Shrek?
Shrek. The word says Shrek.
Oh.
Shrek. Like,
I was like,
Shrek.
Where'd you get a Shrek in?
No, Shrek, not a Shrek.
Sorry.
Yeah. I got the peanut gallery back here. Okay. All right, so let's see. I'm hoping I can find something that will go right here. So you guys see right under the poom? See the poom under here? I want something to fit right here. And so we're going to try the Zack. No, I don't think that's going to work. I think there might be too much overhang.
I can't put a hole in this.
Well, don't put a hole in it then.
It's too little.
That's not going to work. So let's do...
Too demanding.
I'm not demanding. Do you hear this? It's interrupting my live video with complaints. Well, neither of those fit up at the top where I thought maybe they would go. So I'm trying a couple of other options. Let's try this right on the corner here. Yeah, so this is fun if you like puzzles, as I said before. But it can also be quite frustrating when you can't find something that fits right where you want it to fit. Let's see. That'll go here. No, of course not. Maybe. Ooh, this might work. Oh yeah. All right, so Zach, you guys can see up here, we have this. I didn't want to cover any of that up. I wanted that to stay readable. And then we've got Iron Man right here. And so I think this one will fit right across this. And then you can still see Thor. So I'm not covering up Thor or Iron Man, but this is filling a little spot right here. So I'm going to put him right there. All right, so love stitches all. Will you be doing this challenge again in the future? I just didn't have the time to commit, but I'm hoping to join if you do it again. Such a kick-ass idea. Thank you, thank you. Yes, we plan to do it again in the future. Don't we, Captain?
Yeah, tomorrow.
We are hoping to do it like a yearly, like an annual challenge. I think that'd be really fun, and that way people can kind of plan for it because you'll know that it's coming. So it would be a summer challenge, which I think is great because a lot of us are a little bit less busy in the summer. And that will... Yeah. We're talking about craft shows. You know, if you've got craft shows and if you get really busy leading up to the holidays, then I think the summer challenge would be great. And you could like get your kids involved if you want to. You know, I had a couple people who bought multiple hook entries. And that way they could do it with a family member or, you know, give one to their kids. So that, like, if you're decorating one, your kids can decorate one. The other thing is the whole point of this challenge, it sprung out of the idea of us selling plain white hooks or plain black hooks or, you know, hooks like this that you could decorate yourself. But we weren't really sure how to market it. And this was a great way to do that. So we did the challenge so that everyone can try it out and, you know, decorate them. And then we'll have all these photos of people who've decorated them. And people, if they come afterwards and they just want to decorate their own hook, then we'll be able to just sell year round these kind of DIY hook packages where you just get this plain white hook or a plain black hook. Like this one's just a black hook and you can decorate it. And then if you want to send it back to us to have it coated, you can do that. And that's a little bit extra. But we really wanted a way to kind of market that. And this was a great way to kind of test the waters and see if it's something that people were actually really interested in doing. All right, so I have glue on the back of my little speech bubble. So we're going to try to place this right where I wanted it. See if we can do it and not cover Iron Man or Thor. It is going to cover his hammer a little bit, but that's okay. We have a mini hammer that we can put on here somewhere. You can't keep everything. I had to learn that the hard way. As you're covering and finding spots, you know, you may have to cover something that you wanted to show, but then you can go back and find something else and you can cover something else up. Let's see, my pet children contributed very little to my design. Yeah, same. Ours are pretty much just sleeping right now. So yeah, not helping out very much. All right, so there we go. I put the little Zach right there. So he filled in that spot. Awesome. All right, so now I need to find a little spot. I really need to try to find something that will fit right on the edges of these, because that's one that I don't have yet. And I think this little hammer might work. How you doing, Captain?
You can give that away on your live.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What do you want me to
Is
do?
that a new and improved version already?
We can say the first person that comments that they want it gets it for free.
Yeah, sure.
All right, we have a 2x2 square. It's just a 2x2 square that you can use if you want to measure out a gauge. And if you want it, then you just have to tell me in the comments that you want it, and the first person can have it, and I'll ship it to you. You need to be in the US. Sorry. It's really expensive to ship something really tiny. So, yes.
You need to be in Georgia and we'll deliver it?
No. But yeah, if you want this little 2x2 gauge, this is a little beta. He's working on some ideas for this, but if you want it, you can just comment that you want it, and I'll send it to you. There you go.
You need to need it. You don't need
You need to need it. Want. All right, Julie gets it. Good job, awesome. Julie. Aren't you supposed to be working? You're talking about firewalls. And you're on this live.
She's network administrating.
All right, I think I found a spot for Thor's hammer, guys. Let's see. I think this is going to work. Fingers crossed, because I need a spot for that. Maybe. It's so hard when things have to go over an edge. It really has to be just the right angle, or it's not going to work. And like I said, I try not to cover too much up, but I think this is going to work. So this is the little hammer. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you guys, but that's the little hammer, and I'm going to try to fit the hammer right on the edge. Hello, Ellen. How are you? I'm working on my comic book 25mm DIY challenge hook. I said I'm cheating because I got the captain to make me a 25mm instead of an 18mm because I needed more room for comic books. But since I'm not entering the challenge, I figured that would be okay. Yes, if you're just joining in, this is my Friday Crochet and Chat Live. And I am not crocheting today. I'm taking a little break. I try to take breaks pretty often. I usually don't have a ton of work in progresses happening at once like I used to, mainly for health reasons. I have to take a lot more breaks than I used to. Oh, I think I found a better spot for this. I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it where I said it was going to go. But yeah, I try to take more breaks so that I don't end up with injuries that are even harder to get over these days. So I'm working on a hook. I'm DIYing my first Mod Podge crochet hook. Me and your cool hook. Yes, you're giving me my Zen while I process rules. That's awesome. I'm really glad to give you Zen. You're just listening to me talk about comic books and progress. Oh, I think it worked. Woo! Yay! All right, I just have to hold it down with my finger because this one's one. It was a little teeny one. So I have to make sure that it really actually is down smooth. Oh, that's so exciting. So exciting when you find one that actually fits where it's supposed to. And it does what you need it to do. So there's little Thor's hammer. Look at it. Yes. Thor's hammer right there. Flying through the air up towards the poom. I feel you. I'm crocheting through a pinched nerve in my finger right now. Yes, be careful. You have to listen to your body. And I feel like, you know, I'm only 33. I think I'm 33. And even now, the older I get, the harder it is for me to get better. When I'm dealing with me, it's neck pain and shoulder pain. And I actually started following this really great YouTube channel. If you go to my YouTube channel and you go to my playlist and you go to my stretching playlist, there's a channel called Bob and Brad, and they're physical therapists. And they have tons of videos on stretches for neck pain and back pain and shoulder pain and things like that. And I found it really, really helpful. But yeah, you got to listen to your body. You got to be careful and you got to take breaks. And am I using a Thor comic? Yes. Right now, the comic that I am working off of it's actually just called The Avengers. This one's The Avengers. I have a bunch. I'm working my way through them one by one to find different items to use. But I have to find really little things. So I'm looking for speech bubbles, little tiny characters, like background characters, if they're in the background. Sometimes they'll be small enough for me to use. So let's see. Even some of the ads in the comic books have been cool. So as long as they look older, or not older, but as long as they look really comic book-esque instead of, so like I wouldn't use this. This is The Trilogy Begins. What is this? It's toys. So these are Lord of the Rings toys. So I wouldn't be using anything out of that, but some of them look very comic book-esque, and so I can use them as well. But let's see. And I really like to use characters that I recognize. Adulting for our weekend trip during lunch. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, we'll see you soon, Julie. I'm going to hang out on here for a little bit longer. I would love to maybe add a few more pieces to this while I'm on here. But have a great weekend. Okay. So this is actually really cool. If you look, this one I'll go ahead and cut this out because it's already out of here. You can see that her entire character is right there, like flying in the air, but she's really small. So that's actually perfect. So I can cut her out, and I can use her in this because it's such a teeny character. And a lot of times if it's a skinnier piece, so like her legs are going to be really skinny, I will be able to fold them over a crease. So if I need to fit her like around the neck of the hook, I may be able to use her there, which is going to be great because those are the hard spots to fill. Let's see. Haha. All right, so we've got this little one right here. See how little she is? She's super tiny. But she's an entire person, so I'll be able to add her in there. So let's see. That's good. No, all the ones on the back are a little bit larger. Got a lot of fun speech bubbles on this one, but a lot of them are really big, and I don't really have much more room for big ones on here. I have to use smaller ones.
Chicken sandwich?
Yes, please. This is a good one. This is a good one, but I do think it's going to be too big. Yeah, Cooking with the Captain. We tried a Cooking with the Captain, and I think one person joined. But it was Stevie, so that was worth it. Stevie has joined in today.
I think Ariana got on there too.
Yeah, I think you're right. Ariana and Stevie. We got our group of people that join in a lot.
We know who our folks are.
And we thank our folks. Thank you for joining in and watching me sacrilege comics for the greater good.
That hurts.
Let's see. So this one's really cool. I'm going to show you guys. This is just an speech bubble. You see the thing there. A hook of only comic speech bubbles could be fun. Yes, and that was originally part of the idea, but I just love the little characters so much that I had to try to put some characters in there. Let's see. So we've got an Some of these are crazy. I don't know what noise that is, but it's making it in the comic. We're almost to the end of this one. The next is War Plan. Yeah, this is the last page. And I don't see anything on the last page, so I think we're done. Oh, y'all remember these ads? Look at that. I remember those ads. Tobacco is whack.
Oh, I thought it was a legit cigarette ad.
No, tobacco is whack. Yeah, y'all remember those? I don't remember. This 2001. That's not that old. If you're a teen, tobacco is whack. So it's not whack if you're not a teen? Is that what this is saying? Oh, man. That's a creepy mouth on that girl. You see that? That's super creepy. But yeah, see, tobacco is whack if you're a teen. A fabric strip hook could be really cool. Yes, I agree. That would be really cool. You could use like fabric glue, or I don't know how well the glue, but I think this tacky glue works for everything. So you could put little strips of fabric on there. You're right. That would be neat. Oh, I needed to put this one away. We're going to put these back in their little holders until the next time I decide to cut them up. Let's see. Yeah, this one was...
Heresy!
Yeah, this one was only $1. Got this one for $1.
That's why that comic book shop went out of business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did. It went out of business. Like, I went in there and bought, I think, 13 comics for this project, the big project that I did. These are leftover. And I think within like a month or two, they went out of business. So it was really sad. I mean, that was the first time I'd gone to that comic book store. Should have been going more often. Maybe they wouldn't have gone out of business. So some of these I actually saved for a bigger project. So this one, I thought this was such a great cutout. And so I had saved it because I would love to do another really big canvas full of collaged comics. So then like this one, I thought that was super cool. So these big comic strips that I can use for a larger piece. I've tried to save them. Like this one, here's another one. So obviously I wouldn't be using these for the smaller ones. Oh, I don't think I meant to open this one, did I? Oh yeah, no, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, look at that one. That's awesome. So saving all of those. Oh, here we go. Maybe. I had saved it. So this is like little Iron Man. You can see the Iron Man in the background there. So it's pretty small. I don't think that's small enough, actually. I'm still going to save it for another project, maybe. Yeah, same for this one. These are still just a little too big. Like, they're pretty cool, but there's not room for those on the hook right now. Have to run. Love your hook. Well, thank you so much, Aaliyah, for joining. I appreciate it. This one, too. That's kind of cool. But again, they're all too big right now. I need really small ones at this point. So this comic is The Search for Tony Stark. So that's the next one that I'm going to look through. And I think when I get done with this one, I'll probably sign off for the day. But I wanted you guys to really get to see some of that progress on this hook so far. It has been really fun.
I haven't received any snacks. I'm going to put that out there.
Oh yeah, the captain always says that he takes snacks as bribes. So if you're feeling
not feeling so good about their DIY hook.
Yeah, if you're feeling a little less creative, then you can send him snacks. Let's see. This is how he comes on my lives. This one doesn't seem, I don't know if I'm going to find anything in this one. Most of these little characters are too big and they don't have a lot of the crazy speech bubbles. But I won't give up. I'm going to look through the whole thing first before I stop looking.
Okay. I think we got a hole.
Oh, well, here's a couple of smacks. So we got some smacks going on.
We got more decent comics for those. Cut those up.
So there's a smack. It's a little big, but I might be able to fit that somewhere. So we're going to save that. Love the bright colors. Yeah, that's the goal. I wanted to fit the colors in where I could. You know, it's still a small space to work with, but I'm definitely drawn to like the colorful characters. Let's see. Yeah, these are larger. So stuff like this, there's just not a ton that I can use. Most of the characters are pretty big, and there's not any like crazy cool bubbles or noises. But there's some good ones. Oh, this is a good one. Here we go. Okay, I think some of these guys are small enough. There's definitely a good Iron Man on this one. Let me take this page out. See if I can pull that out of here without ruining it. Okay, without ruining it, as I plan to cut it up. This is the Iron Man that I think I'm going to try to use. I'll show you guys right here. See him? So he's super tiny, but you can tell who it is. So I think that'll be a really good one to try to cut out. And let's see if we've got any more. Maybe on this side. Where's this? Was it on this side? No, I think that's the only one. But that's a really good one. Yeah, let's cut him out and see where we can put him. So if you're joining in, this is my Crochet and Chat live. I'm trying to get in the habit of doing these every Friday at noon. I was late today, but it is at least Friday. So the every Friday part is good. This is my second time. And I'll either be working on a crochet project or some kind of something creative. And today it is my DIY hook that I have started working on. Super excited about it. And yeah, so it'll give me a chance to just kind of share with you guys what I'm working on, and you can let me know what you're working on. And yeah, figured it'd be kind of fun. So we'll see. And I don't know if this Iron Man's going to fit anywhere. I think he is too big. I think I've gotten to a point where I already have so much on here that it would not fit. But I don't know. Maybe if I can get him to turn. So I'll show you guys. He might be able to fit up here on the top of the hook. The problem is I'm going to have to like cut pieces to where he can like fold over on himself to fit there. And you don't want to lose, you don't want it to ruin the actual picture. So that's where you really have to, got to make sure that you're not gonna, you know, fold his head over on top of his shoulder or something to where then you can't really tell what it is. But this might work. I think maybe if I cut his arm, like maybe his arm will fold down and then let's try that. So I'm going to cut underneath his arms, and that way his arms can kind of fold in on themselves. They'll just be closer to his body. Maybe. And then let's put some glue on it. Got my tacky glue. Tacky glue. Right. And I'm just dotting the back with this. You don't want to like gloop it on there. You don't want it coming out the edges too much. You can clean that up a little bit with your finger, like when it kind of splooshes out the edges. You can just wipe it off. Giggity.
No comment.
That's what she said.
Ask people to vote orange sorbet or mint green.
Yeah, if you're on here, we need your help deciding what hook color to do next. Is it for hooks or for something else?
Something else.
Well, what's it for?
For something?
Are you going to make hooks with it too?
Yeah.
All right. So if you had to pick, everyone who's listening, between, what is it?
Mint green.
Mint green.
And orange sorbet.
And orange sorbet. What would you choose?
Do we need to see them?
Mint green or orange sorbet? Sure, we can show them off.
Are you posting this?
Probably. Ellen already said orange. But let's show you the mint green. So this is mint green. It's like robin's egg. Blue, green. So mint green.
How many robin's eggs have you seen?
Or Orange sorbet. So this is like a pale orange.
Like a Georgia peach.
Yeah. Like peach. Yeah, it's like a peach. Yeah. So which one would you choose if you had to choose? We have 1 vote for orange and 1 vote for mint green.
Yay, we're doing both.
Yeah. Oh, another vote for mint green.
All right.
Not at daily. It says mint green. This is for the captain. He's doing a little research. All right. Fingers crossed that Iron Man works in this spot because that would be awesome. If I can get it off of here. Okay. Let's see what happens. I need him to be like right on the edge here. All right, and then what I'm gonna do, ooh, let's see. This is not easy, you guys. All right, so I know the bottom's gonna work, so I'm just gonna push the bottom down. It's gonna go right along the edge of the hook.
You trying to win a custom set of hooks too, or what's happening?
No, I'm just having fun. That's why I got to cheat and use a bigger size. All right, I'm gonna have to clip him again.
I mean, you bought me snacks, so...
Yeah, he's keeping on with them snacks. You guys might want to listen and get him some snacks. I think he's open to taking bribes right now. All right, let's see if I can get this to work. Oh, it's getting there. Oh, I think this might work.
Set your moral compass to relative and send me some snacks.
Yeah, keep your fingers crossed. This is maybe gonna work. We're working on it. I got Iron Man like halfway down. I'm gonna try to get it to crease in areas that are not going to ruin his little dainty figure. Okay, we're almost there. All right, and then I should be able to get his little hand because I cut it. Zeus, quit licking. Hey! That's our dogs, by the way. I don't know who tells someone to quit licking.
Thanks for specifying.
Yeah. We're almost there. Come on, Iron Man. Work with me. Yes! Woohoo! All right. I'm going to show you guys. Just give me 1 second. We're almost there. Okay. All right. I think just making sure that that's stuck on there. All right. So if you see, this is the edge of the hook. Look at that Iron Man. All the way up on the top. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. Someone said swirl. Yeah, we can't swirl the filaments. That would be really cool. I had a couple people who said that when we said blue ombre or purple ombre. They were like, why can't you do both? And I was like, well, that's not really as easy as it sounds. So we have one thing of filament or the other thing of filament. And it is actually possible to switch between filaments, but it is like one of the hardest things ever.
If folks want a job, because I'll be more than happy to hire somebody to help me with some of this. Like...
Yeah, so when you do that, you have to actually like change it out in the middle of the print. And so that hook would be like double what we charge because it would be that much more work to try to get it to actually work and not be weird or messed up. So, yes, I'm super excited. Look at that. That's awesome. Yeah. And again, of course, it doesn't want to focus in on that, but that's the little Iron Man right on the top of the hook. So he'll be leading your hook through the stitches. It's like Iron Man flying through the stitches.
That's funny.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh, it's raining here too. But you can see we've got Iron Man there. We've got the Hulk. We've got Thor and Captain America. We've got Loki. Let's see. I don't know who that is. I called him Wonder Man. Because he had a little W on his chest. I don't know who that is. So we're calling him Wonder Man. You saw Rocket. We've got Rocket down there. Captain's getting a kick out of this. We've got Iron Man again. We've got, that's Black Widow, the eyes, that's Black Widow. And Spider-Man again. But yeah, so we got...
Man. You got Metal Man.
Yeah, we got Metal Man.
You got Metal Man and Tree Man.
Metal Man and Tree Man and...
Rodent Man.
Yeah, Rodent Man. And Wonder Man.
Hey, you can list it on Etsy and then not get taken down.
Yes! This is going to be the Wonder Man comic hook. Yeah. So, super excited. I may try to put... Let's try to fit 2 more spots. While I'm on here, and then I will sign off for the day because I need to eat a chicken sandwich because the Captain's making me a chicken sandwich and it's going to be really yummy. Let's see. Okay, so let's do... What do I have to choose from? I have this little chick, this little chica, and I don't really know. Let's see, this little chica. I don't know if she's actually going to fit anywhere. So we'll see what happens. I am going to have to probably start covering up some of my little speech bubbles that I really didn't want to cover up, just to fill those spots. But like I said, with these, you kind of have to, you pick and choose. You do what you can. Actually, I think that this little guy, I think if I cut him directly around the letters, it might actually fit right here. See this little like black strip right here? And I think it might keep me from covering any of these little speech bubbles. So that's what we're going to try. Quit licking her. All right. So we're going to do that and we're going to see what happens. And you guys are coming along for the ride. Let's see. If you're new on here, let me know what you're working on this Friday, or if you have a big project plans for the weekend. I will probably be starting on a big chunky bucket hat using hobby ribbon yarn. I think that's going to be a really fun project. And if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, go check it out because I'm hoping to release a free tutorial on this bucket hat project when I reach 500 subscribers. So if you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, I feel like that would be really cool of you. Okay, this almost fit. I don't think it's going to. Oh, it's so close though. If I hadn't cut it so close. Let's see if we've got something else that's similar. Maybe this guy. I mean, sometimes just flipping it around, you can get it to work. Maybe that's what I need to do. What if I put it this way? Let's see. No, that's not going to work either. Oh, but it's so close. Let's see. Maybe if I cut this one just a teeny bit closer. So this is our little Shrek. Not Shrek. Shrek. Ellen, what are you doing for your hook? If you're still on here, are you using Sharpies or paint or... I don't think you shared that yet. I think it was Alice that shared what she was doing. I don't know if she's on here anymore or not. I think this one will work. I think I'm going to make Shrek work because this is the closest one I've found to actually working, and I'm only going to have to cover like one of my speech bubbles up that was already over here. I just put too many speech bubbles in this corner. So I'll have to cover one of them. But I really wanted to keep there's a little conversation that says I am Groot. And I really wanted to keep that conversation readable. So let's see. No, I still don't like that one. I'm going to have to look for another one to fit that spot because I'm going to be hard-headed. I don't want that one there. But I bet you I could fit one of those on the bottom here. Let's see. Let's put the smack right here. See if that'll work. I don't want to cover up Spider-Man. Yeah, if you guys have ever done Mod Podge and you're actually trying to keep things visible, you know how difficult it can be because you get attached to them and you want all of them to show. You can't usually have all of them showing because you have to make difficult choices. This might work though. Let's see. It's right on the edge. Living on the edge. Oh, yeah. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Let's do that. All right, I'm going to put the smack right over the Zack. So we have this little Zack right here in the corner, this little guy. And I'm going to put this over it, and we're going to do that. Oh, and I set my glue up. I didn't mean to do that. If you set your glue on the side, then it doesn't all run to the bottom and doesn't take quite as long for you to get it going.
Just give it a shake.
No, it doesn't shake. It's like all stuck. It's not like...
It's old.
It probably, but it was working. I don't remember when I got this stuff, but I'm glad I bought it because it's working. What size hook is that? So, this is a 25 millimeter hook. So this is the largest hook we make right now. I think that the captain really wants to make a bigger one. Yeah, this one's a 25. Sorry, I'm getting all this glue off of here. Got some dried glue. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Some of those.
Yeah, I'm going to be listing our first ever hook stand today on Etsy. So if you have been amassing large amounts of pig sheep hooks, if you've been collecting them, we are going to start making some awesome hook holders for you to use to store them. And in doing so, when you store them, it stores them with the ends up so that you can see the sizes. So I'll show that to you in just a second once I get this on here. If you have not seen it yet, I shared it a little earlier. Let's go get in our beds. Go get in your bed. Go. All right. All right, we're getting the smack on here. So I'm dotting glue on the back of each piece, and then I'm just holding down on the ends to make sure that it's on there really nice. Let's see. I need one in my life. I don't think I've seen a hook bigger than 25. Yeah, there are a few. You can usually find it up to, I think, Furls. They make their ebony, like their wood hooks, in 20, 25, and 30, I believe. I think 30 is the highest they go. I have seen hooks up to maybe 35 and 40 is probably the highest I've ever seen them go. And that really gets into like tripling up blanket yarn or something, or using some of that like finger or arm knitting type yarn and using hooks for it instead of using your fingers or your arms. Oh, this is so great. Yeah. All right. This worked. I'm going to show you guys. So, the top part is one of the hardest parts for this because they're, you know, you're trying to work into the hook angles. So here is the smack. So that was the Zack under here. And then you've got the SMACK. So I actually was able to fold that onto the edge of the hook. So that's where it gets really tricky. Like I've got a spot right here that I'm going to have to cover. And we'll see what I'll be able to do with that. And then over here. And then obviously the top. But I did find the little Iron Man that fit across the top. So that's pretty awesome. But yeah, this is our 25 millimeter hooks. We do print and sell these. We've actually got a lot of these in the shop right now. I'll show you guys. So this is our hook holder. So very simple design. These are really, really hard to design. So we design all of our products in 3D design, like modeling software. And you literally have to take these basic shapes and create the holes and the measurements and then group them all together and make sure that everything fits. It's a lot of measuring, and like you're working in 3D space on the computer, which was like mind-blowing for me trying to figure that out. But you'll be able to see the sizes. So we've got all of our sizes, and it goes, it holds every size, and they all fit very nicely. So they're not too tight of a fit, but you've got a little bit of wiggle room, and it gives space for all of the bottoms of the hooks to fit nicely. And it goes all the way from the 10 to the 25. So we make 11 sizes right now, so it holds all 11. This one I am going to be listing because it's our first one. So if you want to be the very first person to own a pink sheep hook holder, we'll be listing this one probably this weekend. So yeah, so that's our new hook holder, and this is one of our other 25s. So if you want to see one of our coated 25 millimeter hooks, we've got that one here. But yes, and if you just joined in as well, I will share, I have 2 other things that are super new and I'm super excited about. This is my newest keychain design. So this is, I already released this on stickers and t-shirts. So this is the Death Before Knitting. The cool thing about this design is it's our hook design. So you can see the ends of the hooks have the stand-up bottom. And I'd really been wanting to somehow include our hook design into one of my sticker designs. So that seemed fun. And it says Death Before Knitting. And I do know how to knit, and I love my knitting friends, but this was just too good not to make into a sticker and a keychain. The other thing that I've been waiting on for a while is actually my, hello, Busy Peach. Yes, from Atlanta, Georgia, too. I have been waiting on the enamel hooker pins. So I made, this is my original design. It's the first design that I ever did on Procreate. And of course, this is really not wanting to focus anytime I try to share this, but you can kind of see that. But if you've seen my hooker design on the tarot card design on t-shirts or stickers or whatever, this is my first time getting to have it. I wonder if I do this, it'll show. Nope, still doesn't want to focus. But it says the hooker across the bottom, and it's a nice enamel pin. It's got the nice rubber backing. I'm going to try that. Let's see if that works. Kind of. It's just small. It's really small. That's why it doesn't want to focus. We tried. But yes, so super excited. I'll get some really good pictures of it to share. But the detail is actually really great for being such a small pin. Like you can see the little swords on the side and the little crochet hook, and then obviously the hooker part on the bottom. So those are going to go up in the shop this weekend. So I'm going to be sharing about those on the feed. But I've been waiting to get enamel pins for a while. So really excited to finally have the enamel version for people who've been waiting for that, who, you know, maybe have the stickers or have the shirts or something. Now we have the pins. So that's super exciting. So those are going to go up soon. And again, I'm going to put one more thing on this hook before I go. We're going to find one more spot to fill. But if you're just joining in, this is my Crochet and Chat Live. I'm going to start doing this every Friday. Do I collect pins? I don't collect pins. No. I feel like if I continue, because I have a bunch of designs now, and I would love to actually have all of the designs as enamel pins, but they're really pricey. Like, I don't know if you've ever priced out enamel pins to purchase in bulk. The minimums are really high. So usually you have to buy like 100 to 200 pins at a time. And then even when you do that, they're still going to be, you know, $2 to $3 per pin. It depends on where you buy them from. So it's a lot. It's a lot to invest. So you have to make sure that, you know, people are actually going to want them. And so this is one of the designs people have been asking about. So this one for sure. I have a couple other designs that are pretty popular. So if these sell really well, I may start purchasing more of the designs as enamel pins, because I know they'll sell at some point. It may take a little while to sell all of them. But it's just like my stickers. I mean, it might take me a while, but I always end up selling out of the stickers. All right, so this is what I'm working on today. This is my, usually on Fridays. I just started this last Friday, so this is a new tradition, but I wanted to start going live on Fridays right around noon. Today I was late, but I I wanted to have like a crochet and chat. So I'll just come on, tell you what's going on, if we've got new stuff happening, what projects I'm working on. And today, instead of crocheting, I'm working on my DIY hook. So we have a challenge going on right now. It's the DIY hook challenge. It started last month, and we provided, for $15, people were able to purchase a white hook, and they can decorate it however they want. So this year we did 18 millimeter hooks. This is a 16, but everyone who entered the challenge got a 18 millimeter hook for them to decorate. And so I started on this one just doing Sharpies. So I just used Sharpies and was decorating this one. But I decided I really wanted to do a comic book style hook. So I actually got the captain to print me a 25 millimeter for this one for me. Because I'm not actually entering the challenge because, yeah, it's us. So I'm doing this one just for fun to give you guys some ideas of what you could do. You can use Sharpies, you can use paint, you know, all of that fun stuff. But I decided to do a little Mod Podge with some comic books. And I do have an idea, and we'll see if this turns out the way that I think it will. I'm considering potentially auctioning this hook at the end of the challenge. So this would be a really fun way to end the challenge on a high note, to auction off a really, really special, unique hook at the end. So we'll see if it turns out like I want it to. The challenge is not still open at this time. We ended the entries. We actually had 85 hooks that we shipped out for entries for the challenge. So that was a lot of work. That was 85 hooks printed and sanded and sent out in 2 weeks. So it was pretty much the captain's sweatshop downstairs. So we were ready for that to close down when it was time, and all of the entries are going to be due by August 1st. So everyone will have to submit a photo of their hook by August 1st. And we will choose a winner, and the winner of the challenge actually is going to get, I think it's 5 custom crochet hooks from us. So they get to choose their size out of the sizes that we offer, and they can choose their color, the color filament that they want. So you guys can see, if you've never seen my hooks, our hooks, this is like some options. So these are both from our newest release. So this is our unicorn glitter, and this is our Skittles. I call it candy inspired so that Skittles doesn't sue me. But candy inspired rainbow hooks. And then we have, let's see if I have another one. Yeah, this is from our summer drink special release. So this was a Bahama Mama with glitter coating. So we have lots of hooks, and they would get to choose the filament color that they want, and we'll work with them to do that. So we are thinking about making it annual. So we've thought about doing an annual challenge every year where people could decorate their hooks, and we would be able to do different sizes every year. So like this year we did an 18 millimeter. So if people, you know, created it, then especially if they made a functional hook. So we did offer an upgrade to the challenge where if you bought your hook, you could add on, I think it's $15 to send the hook back to us, and we would resin coat it and send it back to them. So that way they'd actually have a fully functioning hook that they decorated. And in that case, if you do that and every year it's a different size, then you would be able to start creating your own collection of DIY hooks for every year of the challenge. So we feel like that could be really, really cool. And this is the first time, so we'll see how it goes, and we'll see what everyone's hooks look like, and if people enjoyed it, and how all of that works. But we're really excited. We thought it was really fun, and just a fun way to engage with the community and get people getting creative in other ways, and maybe taking a break from crocheting. So we talk about that a lot, that a lot of us work until we probably shouldn't. So this is a great reason to put the crocheting away and work on something else that's super creative. So yeah, but I am going through old comics, some newer comics. They're not expensive comics, and trying to find little things like these little speech bubbles. These guys right here, these little things, and finding spots for them on the hook. So made some pretty good progress today, and I have a feeling I'm going to be sharing my progress as I go. But it is time for me to eat some lunch, because now it's, what time is it? I don't even know what time it is. lunchtime. That's what time it is. And I was late coming on today. So, but I appreciate you guys coming on and joining me so much. And like I said, my goal is to do this every Friday at noon. Will I resin coat or just Mod Podge? Yes, so mine, this one I've got my Mod Podge. So I'm going to Mod Podge over it, and then once that dries, I'm going to resin coat it. So this one will be fully resin coated as long as it turns out like it's supposed to. It will have a full resin coat just like our regular hooks that we sell. I did find that on these hooks, the Mod Podge didn't stick very well, so I'm actually using the tacky glue to glue everything on here, and once everything's glued on, then I'm going to do a coat of Mod Podge over the top. And I think I'm using glossy. Yeah, I'm using the glossy luster. So we'll see what happens. I'm kind of excited because I think some of the people who decided to take us on with the resin, so the people who are sending us their hooks back, if they're using Mod Podge, this will be a great way for us to test how that will react with the resin. I was doing a little bit of research, and it did sound like that it would be fine, that people use Mod Podge to create little trinkets and then they pour resin over that, and it's supposed to work fine. So that's the hope, that this will be a fully functional resin coated hook, just like all of the ones that we sell currently in our shop. But yeah, I'm super excited, and I can't wait to show you guys more progress. And at some point I'll probably have to maybe next week when I come on, it'll definitely be done by then, because I have absolutely no patience for big projects. And so I'll probably finish this one in the next couple of days. And that way next Wednesday next Friday, I can come on and show you guys my progress. But yeah, I'm really excited to we'll do a little close up real quick so you guys can see. If I get out of the frame, it'll focus. But we've got little Captain America, lots of words. It still doesn't want to focus, but this is a little Loki right here, and we've got Rocket. This is the Black Widow down here, the eyes. We've got, I called him Wonder Man. I don't know who he is, but he had a little W on his chest. If you know who he is, you can let me know in the comments. There's Thor's hammer up here. We've got, let's see, that's a Spider-Man. We got a little Spider-Man there. The Hulk. And there's Iron Man down at the bottom. And Spider-Man again. And it really just has to do, like there's a Thor. It really has to do with who I can find that's small. You know, I've got to find the little small characters. You know, a lot of the comic books, it's larger characters. So I have to go in and look at, you know, background characters and stuff in these. So like this is one of the ones I have to look through next. And see what I can find, but we'll see what happens. So thank you again, everyone, for joining in. I'm going to do a post today. I've got a couple things that are going to be going up in the Etsy shop. If you just joined in, I'll show you one more time before I leave. I've got my Death Before Knitting keychains that are going to be going up in the shop. I really created these because it uses our hook design as the design with the stand-up bottoms. We feel like that's something that we've got that's unique, and so I really wanted to incorporate that in one of our designs, so that was really fun to do that one. I have our enamel pins, which again, it's not going to want to focus, but this is our hooker tarot card design that's actually now on an enamel pin. So those are going to go up in the shop soon. And then we have our new hook holder that will go up. Right now we just have one. We're going to see how people react. If there's a lot of desire for these, then we're going to start making some of them in different colors. But it's very simple, but it fits all of our hook sizes. So if you have been collecting pink sheep hooks, then it'll showcase their sizes. And if you, for instance, maybe you don't have a 25, but you have some of the other ones, you can fit other hooks. You know, it could be used for that as well, but this will go up as well. So lots of fun things in the works. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that as well. I'm going to start releasing some more free tutorials and tips and things like that on YouTube. And once I hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to release a pattern tutorial. So I've really been wanting to make one of those bucket hats. I know those are super trendy right now. And as far as I can see, there aren't a lot of chunky options for them. So I'm going to use my leftover hobby ribbon yarn, and I'm going to hold it double, and I'm going to create a bucket hat out of that. So it'll be really fast. It'll be a fast make. But that will be released on YouTube once I reach 500 subscribers. So if you haven't checked me out on YouTube, it's just youtube.com/pinksheepdesign. So you can check that out, or you can use the link in my bio. All of my links are there. But thank you so much for joining in on this crochet and chat on Friday, even though I was not crocheting. And I will talk to you guys again very soon. And I hope you have an amazing weekend and happy crocheting. Bye, guys.